experiencing, it's worth sharing. Out and About with Palesa Tau, 9 till 12 p.m. Central African Time, only on Channel Africa.
Win big with SABC Plus this FIFA World Cup season. You could win one of 4 PlayStation 5 consoles. It's simple. Download, register, play, win. The SABC Plus app is available on both Android and iOS devices. So download it today. Head to the FIFA World Cup competition section, answer all the questions and submit your entry. Don't miss out. Download SABC Plus now and start playing to win. T's and C's apply.
If it's worth experiencing, it's worth sharing. Out and About with Palesa Tau, 9 till 12 p.m. Central African Time, only on Channel Africa.
All right, it's time for us to go beyond the body. And as we close out on this powerful 3-part series that we've been having during the month of June, which is Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, we move from reflection into responsibility. We really began these conversations about toxic stoicism. Now we arrive at a critical turning point on how we, and men in particular, can unlearn emotional suppression and begin building a culture of proactive mental wellness. We've been hanging out on this 3-part series with Dr. Joshua Awesome, who's been really graceful to help us really unpack the concept of toxic stoicism and how it's really holding men back when it comes to their mental health. And in this final installment, Joshua Awesome is here to confront the hard questions on why mental health is still treated as a last resort and how resilience has been misunderstood as silence and endurance, and what we're truly teaching the next generation of men through the way we handle pressure, pain, and vulnerability. Today, he joins us in the studio, so go to our Facebook live stream. You get to see him there, and we get to have this conversation together. Dr. Awesome, thank you so much for coming.
It's a great day, Palesa. What a delight to be here with your distinguished personality. Thank you for having me.
Oh, what a delight for you to come through. I'm so happy that we are having a personal one-on-one for the final part of this 3-part series, which has been very important. And I think I want us to start there. Really the importance of why we created this series in the first place. It's Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. And the unfortunate thing that I have realized is that I don't see enough men on public platforms coming up to really speak about this important month, even though statistics say they should care.
Indeed, and it's an honor and a privilege. For context's sake, I'm just going to start with a joke.
Yes.
When I stepped into the SABC studios, at the reception, the distinguished women who were at the reception area were trying to get me to register. And I said, they're going to find out that I'm one of the, 1976 babies.
Yes.
And they were like wondering what I was talking about. I'm like, yeah, I was born 1976.
Wow.
And your producer and I joked. Nambuso was like, okay, yeah, he's a 1976 baby. And they're like looking at me like,
There's no way.
Were you one of those, at the June 1976?
Yes.
But the reason why I start with this joke is because many men seem invincible, not seen, not heard.
Yeah.
And even our inputs are sometimes not kind of appreciated. And I really believe that what you've asked is a very excellent starting point. We must keep showing up.
Yeah.
We must keep rising. We must keep, bringing ourselves out to help each other, strengthen each other, hold each other's hands. And it leads me to something very funny. Brushing my teeth yesterday is not going to help, me smell right today.
Correct. So it's an everyday exercise.
Yes.
You have to show up consistently and not just one time. And I think I love that you said that, because usually when there are big months, like, June has been Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, whether or not the men are showing up to the extent that they should be, there's one conversation that happens, and then it's July, and then we completely forget. But the numbers still keep rising. The numbers of suicide rates around with men keep rising. The number of men who are, dealing with anxiety and depression, those numbers keep rising. But it's July now, so we don't have to care anymore. So let's speak about that. A lot of people really begin paying attention to their mental health only after reaching a particular breaking point. And sometimes that can be a little too late. How can we shift this culture, particularly around men who statistically have been proven only go to the doctor when women around them tell them, hey, you really are sick, you need to go, and only go to check their mental health when encouraged by their significant others in most aspects? So how do we shift this culture of crisis management to one of emotional prevention and consistency?
I think the very first thing that we need to realize is the greatest mistake society makes is treating mental health like emergency. And emergency medicine, has its place. But the reality is we need to be preventive. And preventive healthcare is what we're talking about. And I started by talking about, brushing my teeth. The truth is that we brush our teeth before they decay.
Yes.
All right?
Yeah.
We need to service our car before they break down. But yet, many people wait until it gets to that moment of anxiety, that burnout state, that depression, that relationship collapse, before they pay attention, And I always like to say, and this comes from my third book, Mind Your Mind, How to Stress Less and Achieve More, that you need to mind your mind now before your mind minds you.
Yeah.
In other words, the future of mental health is not treatment alone. It is prevention. And that means creating daily emotional fitness habits. I brought a device that we use in my stress clinic here. And the reason why I brought the device is because many of us are kind of always waiting for the last moment.
What device is this?
And this is a device that really helps your prefrontal cortex to get into what I call a brain gym mode. And just as we have physical hygiene, we really need emotional hygiene too. And what it does is that it helps your brain from that fight mode to the feel mode, where it brings it into calm.
Yeah. Do you have this device with you? What is it called?
It is right here.
Can you show me, please? I would love to see it. I would love to see the
right
device.
And Palesa, one of the reasons why I brought it with me is primarily because many people are kind of not aware, of what's happening inside their mind. And so what we have realized based on research, and African Institute of the Mind does research on a regular basis. So what we do is that I put it on my head, or I put it on the head of my patient like this. And what it does literally is that it begins to fire light at your prefrontal cortex. All right. Now, most brains, when decisions are being made that are not helpful or healthy, this is where it happens. It happens right here.
Okay.
So people are making...
Can I try on your device? I mean, I also need light in my prefrontal cortex.
And we will get to give you a free opportunity to experience this. And why am I talking about this, Palesa? The reality is that, with due respect to politicians, they go through a whole lot.
Yeah.
Especially our men folk. And what then happens, Palesa, is that they are burnt out. They are not making conscious decisions from a healthy state. Okay. And so what then needs to happen is that your prefrontal cortex needs to come to that calm mode. And that calm mode helps shift from the fight, to that feel tone where you recognize what is happening, but it then helps to center you so you're able to sleep right.
Okay.
Because once you sleep right, you can be right, you can think right, you can do right,
Yeah.
and then you can talk right.
Hey, you know, I think I might look a little ridiculous right now, but it's all for you guys. It's all for you guys. You know, I'll do ridiculous things for you, but also, as you know, we're trying to showcase this thing that's supposed to be helping us with our mental health. We've been speaking a lot about toxic stoicism, which was the beginning of how we started this 3-part series, right? And at the top of that was the conversation on emotional resilience, right? Uyindoda, you're a man now. You've showcased how tough you are, how strong you are, how you can move so, you know, so cavalier through hard situations in your life. In your own view, how can we change that? What are some of the key characteristics? And it doesn't mean that we can't be tough. I mean, we do need to be resilient. But what's the difference between genuine resilience and how does that differ from someone who's just suppressing their emotions? So one could mean you're actually moving through things as we should into next stages, while the other could mean you're actually stuck and you're stuck and what you're building up is your anxiety and your depression. How do we tell the difference between these two?
I think my point of departure, or where I'd like to really start, is to say that the strongest men are not those who never break.
Okay.
They are those who know how to heal. And I said that to say this, that many people confuse resilience with emotional suppression.
Okay.
And this may be one of the most important distinctions in modern mental health. You see, and they are not the same. Suppression says, I don't feel it. Resilience says, I feel, but I can respond wisely. And the resilient person acknowledges the pain.
Yeah.
And that's where my device comes in, actually. Because you see, when you begin to feel overwhelmed, the feel tone needs to be noticed, and then we're able to bring you back to your center without harming yourself. Because many people try to numb it with drugs, and yesterday was
ashwagandha.
Yesterday was world, drug abuse, World Drug Abuse Day, and the need for us to recognize that, you see, I feel, but I can respond, and then they can experience grief without losing hope. I mean, a colleague of mine lost her mom yesterday and had to lay her to rest.
Condolences.
Thank you, and I had to say to Zimkita, you see, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
But that's all I did.
Yeah.
Because sometimes we need to hold the space. You know, some people go to grief places and they want to yada yada and tell people, don't.
Yeah, do this, don't do that. Let me give you
just shut
advice.
up. And with due respect,
sometimes
there's a moment to allow the body to really take it, to feel it. And we can experience disappointment without becoming defeated. So true resilience requires emotional awareness, not emotional avoidance, Palesa.
Yeah, I really agree. I actually turned on your device here. I'm not even sure if I did the right thing. I'm supposed to be
We'll get you to experiencing it. We'll get you to experience it at the end of your show.
I need to turn the device off and take it off before I do things I don't understand, okay? But as we continue this conversation, thank you also for bringing it. I mean, I don't know what it is, but I'm not sure if it's working, but I hope it does. I hope it does. Let's continue speaking about some of our societal habits, which bring us to this point, right? Young people learn from the older generations, right? In order to learn how to deal with things. So they watch us. The young boys are watching the older men deal or rather not deal with their stress, their disappointments, and their adversity. What lessons should we be intentionally teaching these young boys, particularly because, I mean, we're focusing on men right now? Or what habits are we unintentionally teaching them? What habits are men unintentionally teaching young boys on what stress should be, treated like, on what how adversity should be held, how you're dealing with stress? Is it the right way to be passing on?
I really would like to start that by quickly telling a story.
Okay.
And this story is about a revered Indian icon. Now, A mother took her son to go meet this icon.
Okay.
And said, we all respect you.
Yeah.
My son has been eating sugar and I've been trying to tell him to stop and he's not stopping. Please tell him to stop. It's not good for his health.
Yeah.
And the icon looked at the mother. Come back in 2 weeks.
How?
Just as you said, how?
How?
That's how the mother was like,
What do you mean?
I have so much respect for this man. How could you do that in front of my son?
Yeah.
But in 2 weeks, when she came back with the boy, he looked at the boy straight in the eyes. What your mother has told you is not good for us.
Yeah.
I just stopped sugar.
So he from then 2 weeks he was like, okay, I first have to stop with the sugar before I can tell the young boy to stop with the sugar.
In other words, children learn more from emotions we model than the advice we give. And that for me, so long before children understand our words, they study our behavior.
Yeah.
They watch how we handle frustration, how we treat people when we're angry.
Yeah.
How we respond to failure, how we navigate disappointment. You see, in psychology, we call this social learning. And children don't simply inherit our genetics.
Yeah.
They often inherit our emotional habits. And if they see adults constantly explode, they learn aggression.
Yeah.
If they see adults constantly avoiding emotions, Palesa, they learn suppression. If they see adults apologize, regulate emotions, seek help, and communicate respectfully, they learn emotional intelligence. So the healthiest gift we can give the next generation is really not perfection. It's healthy modeling. And I'm grateful for my mentee, Jimmy, who came with me this morning.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy.
Before we got into the studio, Jimmy got a call. And I was watching how he was going to respond to the young person on the phone because I give him feedback on a regular.
Yeah.
Because I was also mentored to be able to mentor others. Humbled to have been mentored by the late Dr. Miles Monroe. And I had to fly, travel, stay in the same hotel with him. And we need to model that into the next generation. And for me, because our children rarely become what we tell them to become, they often become what we repeatedly show them.
Well, that is so true. We need to conclude, as we conclude this incredible 3-part series that we've been having, every listener should be able to walk away with something, right? That we're speaking about in the series. And if that listener, that boy, that man could just commit to one life-changing practice from the conversations that we've had, in light of men's mental health awareness, that can strengthen their mental health and their relationships, what would that one practice be?
It will be to say, create a daily moment of intentional reflection. Every morning when I wake up, before I put my feet into my awesome shoes, as I like to call them,
Yes.
I say to myself, something great is going to happen to you and through you today. And then I wiggle my toes like a kid. And trust me, I've done it on stages. I even did it at at the Durban ICC when I was opening keynote at the Travel in Durban. And why am I sharing this? Your morning is like a mirror. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, no phone. Meet with yourself first. You are showing respect to yourself when you meet with you first, not rushing to the device, okay? So that there's no distraction. And simply ask yourself 3 questions. What am I feeling? What am I learning? Who do I need to connect with today? And see, this simple habit develops emotional awareness. It also develops self-regulation and relational intentionality. And most people spend, their lives reacting. The truth is, very few spend their time reflecting. I was saying to, your colleague, Nombuso, as she was bringing me in here, that I always ask myself one interesting question at the end of my day. What went well today.
I love
That's
that.
reflecting.
Yeah.
You see, reflection is where self-awareness begins. And self-awareness is where flourishing also begins. Because, you see, when we understand ourselves better, we relate to others better. When we relate to others better, our relationships improve. And when our relationships improve, communities are bound to flourish. That's why I often say human flourishing begins when we learn to mind our minds, guard our hearts, and grow together.
Well, it's been incredible. Thank you so much for, agreeing to do this series with us. It's been really amazing and very relevant for obviously this month. And I hope that the ears that need to hear this were hearing it today and over the past 2 weeks that we've been holding this particular Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. But one last time for this particular series, let us know where we can find you, on the social media, where we can find your books and all the other services that you provide.
So as I conclude, I'd like to first thank you guys for having me, and some of our partners have listened and they've said to me, Dr. Awesome, we might need to talk to them and see how we create a new series. So
Yes.
We're very excited about that.
course.
And may I say that in conclusion, strength is not the absence of emotions. Strength is the wisdom to understand your emotions and the courage to use them constructively. And on that note, you can reach me via email, joshua@africainmind.org. You can find me on TikTok. I am at Dr. Awesome _. You can find me on Instagram. I am at The Awesome Coach. And if you are on LinkedIn, find Dr. Joshua Awesome. And it will be an honor to connect with you. I leave you all with peace and abundant blessings.
Thank you so much. That's how we wrap up this 3-part series on Men's Mental Health Awareness Month with Dr. Joshua Awesome. I hope you were listening closely and I hope you can consistently take care of your mental health out there. It's 10:43 Central Africa time on Out and About.
Channel Africa is evolving, and so are you. Stay connected wherever you are with our brand new website and mobile app.